The gorgeous and peaceful Harz Mountains in the center of Germany are an ideal region to search for abandoned buildings. The climate is harsh and the weather erratic, which encourages decay and offers eerily beautiful sceneries. In some communities, the vacancy is alarmingly high. During multiple trips to the Harz, we had come across a large number of abandoned structures, most of all deserted hotels. In this special episode, we return to places we were exploring years ago to see how they have changed over time. What has happened since we posted our videos about these sites 3 years ago? On a multi-day trip off the beaten track, we went back to a region with several long-lost holiday homes. Again, we are embarking on a journey through time, and this sequel to one of our first Urbex series, Abandoned Harz Hotels. If you enjoy our videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell to get notified when we upload new content. Guys, this is our 100,000 subscribers special. It took us 4 long years to get here, but we are very happy that you have joined the journey and helped us reach that great milestone. At the end of this video, I will talk a bit more about that, but at first, enjoy our revisits. For us as Germans, it's obvious, but for someone who is not familiar with German geography, we should probably start the video with a short explanation. The Harz Mountains, that is this green area in the middle of northern Germany's flat country. Beautiful mountains, quiet nature, and a lot of history made this area interesting for tourists from all around the world. But in fact, this low mountain range is only sparsely populated. Major parts of the Harz remain hidden, which was the reason why it's the land of German fairy tales. You probably heard of Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel, or the Sleeping Beauty before. However, we are searching for untold stories. The Harz is full of derelict structures, and each one with its own fascinating story. While some places needed to be abandoned due to their remoteness, other sites, especially hotels, couldn't compete with other businesses. No guests meant no revenues, and so places were shut down. And here is why we love exploring abandoned places in the Harz so much. Thanks to their isolation, buildings remain untouched for years. Entering those time capsules always feels a bit like disturbing peace and quiet, which was here dominating for decades. In our Harz series from 2017, we were documenting 3 of such hotels frozen in time. In today's episode, we will find out how they look several years later. Months before we shot our Abandoned Harz Hotel series, we went to the Harz for the first time to film an abandonment. That day we were exploring a former luxury hotel that was used as a school of physiotherapy before it was closed down. Everything was left behind here. But the building was already in a pretty bad condition, with rapid deterioration. If you're interested in our old episodes where we explore the places from this video in detail, you can find the links in the video description or the info card. 1.5 years later, decay turned this place into a death trap. In summer 2018, our friends Brian and Michael from The Proper People were exploring this place as the first location of their European adventure. The whole building was close to collapse when they were inside. It has dramatically changed since we went there. When we drove back to the Harz to do the revisits for this video, this site was our first stop. How does it look today? It isn't really surprising. Since it was in danger of collapsing, the building complex needed to be torn down completely in early 2019. It was constructed 150 years ago, but today there is nothing left of it. It's a construction site, and residential houses are supposed to be built here soon. But to be honest, this is a sobering thought. This is the sad legacy of such a history-charged place. The remaining structures are all gone by now. It appears like the physiotherapy school and luxury hotel before it would have never existed. We were hoping that the 3 upcoming revisits for this video were somehow different. And actually, they were. Let us head to the next one. The driveway is overgrown. The building complex, nestled on a hillside, is hidden behind trees. This place still can be easily missed. If you don't know it exists, you wouldn't realize it's even there. We were calling it Mountain Hotel back then. And at first glance, it's still like we found it in 2017. The entrance didn't change.
Wie damals. Nichts hat sich verändert.
This site was abandoned in 2003. But the oldest building part was already constructed before World War II. A modern annex was built in the 70s. In another building on the premises, there is even a big spa area. But we didn't explore the whole complex back then, because the building stock is already partly rotten. And the big fire made it even worse. This time, however, we wanted to explore what we've missed the last time. So we took the ramshackle stairs to the vintage guest rooms. All the other rooms we've already explored in 2017 are in the same condition as we remembered them. There's this collection of, let's call them fancy floor lamps. And in the stairwell there's still the laundry bin at the very same position as before. No new vandalism, but only natural decay. Time is truly standing still in the Mountain Hotel. This burned corridor leads to the last part of the building complex, the swimming hall / spa area. The roof came down long ago, but what's new is that nature found its way inside. We were doing some research, but there are no further plans for the old hotel. It will remain frozen in time, at least for a few more years. On our way out, we remembered an important detail. On the same property, there was a lonely house. Back then, it was easy to access. It must have been some kind of guest house full of vintage furniture we dated back to the 80s. Normally, such things get stolen fast. The good thing, the house is still standing today, but it looks worse than before. The bad thing, it's not possible to enter it anymore. And what is even worse, there's police tape. Apparently, the place was sealed by the cops. We don't know why. It's the morning after. The night we slept in one of our favorite hotels ever. We were lucky to get one of the finest rooms. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, right? But check out some of the other guest rooms and you will believe us. Maybe you remember this deserted hotel. It's the reason why many of you discovered our channel in the first place. In 2017, the exploration of this hotel was really special for us. Not only was this one of our first explorations that went viral on YouTube, but also it turned out to be one of the most untouched locations we've explored at that point, even though the place had already been abandoned for at least 10 years. We were lucky because we didn't know anything about this hotel. It was just an interesting looking point on our map. And as soon as we were inside, we knew it was something unique. But since our exploration 3 years ago, much has changed. And to be honest, it could be because of us. Everything is still here, but now there is chaos almost everywhere. And it feels like every European urban explorer has already been here. Obviously, for an abandoned place, this hotel is still in great condition, and you might even dream about exploring a site like this yourself. But it doesn't feel the same anymore. Back then, it was like we were the first to discover the place. And now you see that the building is highly frequented, and photographers arrange their shots. When we posted our video about this abandoned hotel on YouTube, it went viral in no time. Since we are always trying to tell the history of a site, people in the Urbex community could have found out the address by searching for clues in our video. And addresses, unfortunately, get shared fast. So more and more explorers came here, but also people who were not familiar with the subject of Urbex. Maybe they weren't really interested in documenting the place and leaving it the way they found it. They were causing the chaos here. But it made us think, to be honest, about our role and responsibility. There's always the risk of burning a place by posting it online. And because of it, other explorers might never have the chance to visit such sites themselves. We usually avoid sharing critical information like real names and locations in order to protect the sites. But we are well aware that there is a conflict in storytelling and non-disclosure. What's your opinion? It's the downfall of our hobby caused by people who are posting Urbex content? Apparently, only 1 month before we uploaded our 100k subscriber special to YouTube, the first graffiti artist was painting inside the former Untouched Hotel. If you take a look at Tobo's social media, you can see that there are several pieces by him inside now. The hotel once used to be untouched, but it isn't anymore. Back then, we almost didn't enter this former luxury hotel because of the camera signs. They were everywhere. Luckily, they turned out to be fake, but it kept many other people away, so the building and the furniture were still looking pretty good. Urbexers were calling it Hotel Muscle Club because of its fancy fitness studio and a spa area. What has changed? Quite a lot, actually. Clearly, someone is refurbishing the place now. And fake cameras were exchanged for real ones. When we did our revisit, the place was a construction site, and there were people inside renovating it. We couldn't find a way on the property to talk to them, so we were searching for some info online. And in fact, the hotel will be reopening soon. It looks much different now, more modern. But we are happy that they are working with the old building stock and didn't tear it down. This will be a 4-star hotel, located in one of the most beautiful areas of the Harz Mountains. In this video, we've shown you 4 different places and how they have aged during the last 3 years. And each one of them changed differently. The Mountain Hotel, for example, didn't change at all. It remains a hidden time capsule for the time being. Our favorite place in the Harz, the Teddy Hotel, is overrun. People started to trash it, and the building complex already lost a lot of its former charm. This is a sad development, but as mentioned before, our viral video could be one of the reasons for that. And then there are the 2 former hotels you can't explore anymore, because one of them is completely gone, and the other one is transforming into something new. To be honest, we don't often come back to places we've explored before, because for us, it's always some kind of dilemma. On the one hand, as explorers, we want buildings to be allowed to fall into ruin. We are eager to capture the beauty of decay. On the other hand, that is exactly why we document and share the history of such sites, so they won't be forgotten, even though they might not be here anymore one day. Conservation is important, and so is a formerly abandoned place finding a new purpose. However, for all of us, it's important to see nature reclaiming mankind's structures. It clearly shows that we might not stand the test of time, but nature always will. It's more powerful than everything we will ever create or destroy. In the eyes of humankind, it might take a very long time, but in the end, nature will always win. Seeing overgrown abandoned structures helps us realize that nature doesn't care about humankind at all. We are nothing but guests in her world. Respect that. Thanks for your massive support. Those last few clips were shot on our latest Italy road trip. In June, we drove 5,000 kilometers to shoot 13 new episodes in sunny Italy. It was great to finally break out of the COVID-19 self-isolation and travel again. As soon as the borders opened up again, we started our trip. Of course, we were facing several challenges due to the corona situation, but you will see all of it in our new series. We're planning to launch it at the end of August. Keep an eye on our social media because we have a sneak peek coming up soon. We just reached the 100,000 subscribers milestone on YouTube, and it was all you. Because of your views, your comments, your likes, you made this whole channel and our videos possible in the first place. To be honest, in comparison to other Urbex channels, it took us quite a while to get here. But since it was a journey of 4.5 years, you can clearly see a development in our episodes. Maybe some of you guys remember, we started with some kind of short cinematics, and nowadays we're producing, let's say, a bit more complex Urbex documentaries, where we show you the beauty of decay, of course, but in addition, we are telling you something about the history of those places, and we're taking you with us on a journey through time, exploring those forgotten structures and everything. So all of this is good, of course, but none of it obviously would have been possible without your support. So thanks again for following what we do and supporting us all the way. What else is there to say? Plans for the future. In the near future, we've got some great ideas. For example, shooting a full-length movie, launching a website, and maybe even publishing some books. Let's see how that goes. Okay, I think I said enough. This video is already long enough anyways. So thanks again for supporting us, guys. A special thanks to our supporters over on Patreon, because those guys, they're funding our projects, our trips, our equipment and everything with their kind donations. So we are very, very grateful for that. And we'll be back in 2 weeks, I guess, with another episode. Until then, stay safe, but keep exploring. Would you like to see more revisit episodes on our channel? If so, which location should we explore again? Let us know in the comments and we will try to make it happen. Thanks for watching this special episode. Be safe, but as always, keep exploring.